Presidency justifies fuel hike price and says that history will be kind to Buhari for ending corruption embedded in subsidies. It may be difficult for an ordinary Nigerian to understand what these subsidies means. But what an ordinary Nigerian will understand is that increasing fuel price at this time is completely ill-timed. Whether the presidency says there is a good reason behind it or not, don't forget that immediately this regime came into power, the first time they came into power, the first thing they did was increase fuel price. And since then, fuel prices has been increased at least a number of times. To an ordinary Nigerian, whatever reason you're given for increasing the fuel price is not acceptable at this time. Well, probably there's no time that could be acceptable, but then consider that everyone in Nigeria, almost the whole world, is in a difficult situation. I mean, in a difficult season right now. And yet, our government decided to increase the fuel pump price. You know what fuel pump price does to Nigeria? Let me not even talk about Nigerian economy, Nigeria at large. The village woman who goes into the bush to cut ugu to come and sell in the market will increase the price because there is an increase in fuel pump price. I don't know how that affects the ugu, but then again, it's a universal thing. Anytime the fuel pump price increases, everything in the market, everything anywhere that is being sold increases as well. The transporters will increase their transportation charges right about immediately the increase in fuel pump price is announced, not minding if it has taken effect or not. We would recall that in July, the depot price was increased to 138 naira, which made the fuel pump price to change to 148. And now it has been increased again to 151, and then the independent marketers has increased the pump price to 162 again. So the transporter on the street doesn't care if the government is saying anything. The transporter is increasing their own transport fare, and the ordinary Nigerian who would wake up in the morning and start working will suffer because the government has increased the fuel pump price. Well, come to think of it, how many government officials, I mean those who are in the helm of affairs, those who make the decisions, decision makers, how many of them buy fuel with their money? They buy this, they fuel their cars with the taxpayers' money. The taxpayer goes ahead to fuel his own or her own car with his own hard-earned money and goes to the market to buy things. Everything increases in price because the fuel pump price has increased. I mean, who feeds the president? The taxpayer. Who feeds the ministers? The taxpayer. They have budgeted huge amounts of money for their feeding, for their car fueling, for their cars, for everything that goes on in their life. From whose money? From whose pocket? From the taxpayer's pocket. Yet, they increase the fuel pump price and still tell us that history will be kind to Buhari because he will go down in history as a leader who contributed to the economy by eliminating petrol subsidy. According to Malam Garba Shehu, there is nothing new in the fact that the country is today fighting multiple challenges along with COVID-19, including low earnings. He knew this part. Near collapse of the oil market, floods. He also knows this part. Threats of terrorism and banditry by the challenges notwithstanding, a good government must take decision for the people's good. Well, we hope and pray that in the near future we will be told or we will be shown what these good decisions for the people's good is. Because right now, every ordinary Nigerian is crying. Every ordinary Nigerian is hurting. Because you have just increased the fuel price, which invariably increases the price of every other thing sold in Nigeria. He said that President Buhari has shown a rare determination to carry out the bold initiatives, as these ones driven by nothing other than the greatest good for the greatest number of people. I hope this greatest number of people means ordinary Nigerians, that is the everyday Nigerian. Well, let's hear from you in the comment section. What do you think about this increase in fuel pump price? Thanks for watching. Please like,